So the Microsoft Surface Go 2 is being released imminently, but what I'm here for is to make you think about whether it's right for you. So is the Surface Go 2 right for you? That's what we're here to figure out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to look at the entry-level Go 2 on the Microsoft Store website. This is Oreo, by the way. He's here to help. He was headbutting the door until I let him in. And if we take a look at, excuse me, Oreo, I don't want you bum in my face. If we take a look at the Surface Go 2, it pretty much is very similar to the last generation. It still comes with a Intel Pentium Gold processor, which isn't going to be great. It's not going to be very productive. Only 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage, so it's not very fast. But again, the way this tablet is pushed, it's neither going to be here nor there. And only 4 gigabytes of RAM. But if you are looking to just browse the internet, watch Netflix, watch YouTube, then this is fine. But if this is fine for you, then why don't you look at something different, like the Samsung S6 Lite. For example, I know the Surface Go 2, I know the Surface Go 2 runs Windows 10S, which is obviously a stripped down version of Windows. But if you are just, and this is really what Microsoft are pushing it towards, and that's the low-end user, the kind of people that are just going to browse the internet, well then think of an Android tablet, because the S6 Lite is same size, it's just as good looking, the bezels are probably a little bit thinner, and yes, I know it runs Android, but you're still going to be able to browse the internet, you're still going to be able to watch Netflix, you'll get a stylus included, and you also get, at the time of filming this, you can also order a folio case, I know in the UK, for free with it, which I just think is a pretty decent deal. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is better than the other. I mean, the Surface Go 2 may have a better display. Obviously, it's got the pixel dense display, and the S6 Lite, for example, is just got the LCD TFT screen. But again, on a 10-inch tablet, they're both going to look pretty decent. Side by side, you may see a difference, but it's £50 less. The Surface Go 2 is $399. The S6 Lite is $349 at release date. You get a free stylus, and you can get a folio case chucked in for free. Just food for thought. And even then, if you're just looking to browse, then an Android tablet may be the way forward. You can go even cheaper still. There are loads out there for 100, 200, 250 that are pretty decent tablets. But the interesting thing isn't the entry level, it's the high-end Surface Go 2. High-end Surface Go 2 is the next step up. So you can spend a little bit more money and you can go for their Pentium M3 processor, which is obviously a step up, with 128 gigabytes of SSD storage, so much faster transfer speeds, and you'll get 8 gigabytes of RAM, twice as much as before. The downside is that's £620 on its own. 620. Now, I know in terms of tablets, there are ones that are much more expensive. So the iPad Pro, for example, but the iPad Pro is probably capable of so much more and is more optimized, and I think is just an all-round better product. But keeping to the Surface Go 2, I think the way that this is aimed at the more mid-range user, you may want to use it with a keyboard type case, which will again be another £125. So already, if you've bought the one with the M3 processor and the type case, you're looking at nearly £750. Now, I know for a fact that you can get laptops with more storage, better processors. You can get i3, i5s and sometimes i7 processors for less money with more RAM, more storage, pretty decent displays that aren't that much bigger. Granted, they're not going to be as portable, but they're going to be pretty decent. Now, I know that people will be going, oh yeah, but the battery life on this, that and the other is 10 hours where these ones might be only 2, but it depends on what you want to use it for. I know, for example, that if you buy the Wi-Fi version, you are most likely going to be using your tablet at home and it's probably never going to leave the house. So if you're at home, where's the harm in just plugging a laptop in? If you can get more performance out of maybe a Chromebook or a convertible laptop, then go for something like that. You get the full version of Windows. You get a better processor, better storage. You just get a better all-round experience. And if you are just looking for something to run, Word documents, then yeah, think about a Chromebook. There are Chromebooks you can buy for a third of the price that will do a pretty good job. They have great battery life. They have pretty decent storage depending on which one you got, so do watch out. And again, look out for the processors because they're not all the same. Not all Chromebooks are created equal. But if you do look for a Chromebook, then go for Chrome Unboxed, because that guy knows pretty much everything about Chromebooks and he is actually the god on Chromebooks. So this video is basically getting you to think about whether you need the Surface Go 2 or any tablet, any laptop, anything in particular. Think about the alternatives and I'll leave that with you. Now you have seen this video. Is the Surface Go 2 something that you are still going to buy, or has it made you think about alternatives? Comment below, let me know. And if you've enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button. And if you've really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing below. And if you didn't like it, then double tap that dislike button. And guys, I shall see you soon.